is sheltered from the prevailing wind by the rocks of the Mumbles. They mark a turning point. We're leaving the populated shores of the Industrial East behind to head to the wild West. Few places have sites as celebrated as the Gower Peninsula, the first place in Britain to be designated an area of outstanding natural beauty. It's a land of unexpected riches, a feast for the eye and the taste buds. This is Langland Bay. At low tide, a select few are drawn to its beaches for a somewhat dubious gastronomic delight. I'm told there's a rather special seafood you can find down here, if you know what you're looking for, that is. Betty Phillips is one of the few people who can still recognise a peculiar Welsh delicacy.
Right.
So what is it that you're looking for? Not just any old weed, I take it?
No, it's special lava weed.
It's like polythene in a way, it's like plastic.
Yeah.
You sure that's not what
Black
it is?
plastic bags.
I can't say it looks terribly appetising.
You don't fancy it, do you?
I'm not convinced.
Are you going to eat it when I cook it for you?
I'll give it a lash.
Will you? You've got to.
Let's give it a try then.
Give it a try? Okay, so we pick a little bit more.
Okay.
I can see you're going to take a bit of convincing.
You've got to admit, it doesn't sell itself very well. Looks like green slime.
Oh, no, it's not slimy. Look, it's not a bit slimy.
It's all very well if you know you can eat this stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like this one's cooked.
But how would you know that? What sort of a person finds this stuff on a rock and says that would look good on a sandwich? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know.
The proof of the pudding will be in the eating.
Okay.
I want to see this done.
Right, okay. Follow me.
Lava weed is the same seaweed the Japanese use to wrap sushi. The Japanese dry theirs. The Welsh cook it for hours. It doesn't look like the sort of thing you should put in your mouth.
Right.
Okay. Now, you promise this isn't a practical joke that you've arranged?
No.
You really do eat this?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Oh, well done.
It is. That's brilliant. What is that? It tastes of many things. It's got the sea in it. It's got that pickled flavour to it, and there is kind of it's got the texture of spinach. That's brilliant. I'll remember Langland Bay as the place I joined the Select Seaweed Appreciation Society. The distinctive Gower Peninsula juts out into the Bristol Channel. The Gower's landscape was sculpted by ice. 50,000 years ago, massive glaciers bulldozed its fertile soils. Now, the peninsula's conjunction of land and sea produces food of distinction. Below Webley Castle lies Llanryddion Marsh. It's a harsh land that takes skill and know-how to farm. Roland Pritchard rears 1,200 sheep on some 4,000 acres of salt marsh. Roland is one of a tiny band of sheep farmers whose pasture is regularly underwater. How extreme are the tides when they come in?
The tides are very, very high. All this we're standing on now will be this time next week will be underwater.
This is all
underwater.
seabed in a few days' time.
And it comes in very, very quickly at a good walking pace. Because the land is so flat, you find that once it starts rising above a certain level, it just shoots over the top. So it is very dangerous for the sheep.
You know, do they learn to avoid the tide or what?
Oh no, they'll stand there when the tide comes in. We've actually got to go out and fetch them in before the tide comes in. They're strange because sheep are good swimmers, but they won't swim. They'll just stand there.
The salt marsh might keep Roland and his sheep on their toes, but the ebb and flow of the tide creates a richly varied coastal pasture. Does the grazing here affect the meat, do you think?
Oh yeah, significantly. There's sort of no ryegrasses that you get on conventional fields, right. So more the herbs they're eating, so that really does affect the flavour of the meat.
What sort of herbs are out here?
Well, we've got the marsh pinks and then the samphire you'll see in the gutters now.
Because that's what I would call that wild asparagus.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a poor man's asparagus. I prefer to call it a rich man's asparagus.
You can taste the salt in it, can't you? Originally, sheep were put here out of necessity, poor communities making the most of the land they had. Now, the salt lamb has become a great delicacy.